As an adult collector myself, I really pride myself on completing teams, on collecting them all, on having the full set, the whole deal, all the dominoes and outside of cards, dominoes, and chess, I'm not really big on sports metaphors. Anyway, I like having full sets. Some sets are a little more hard to define. All of the Rebel pilots from Yavin 4 have been released. Jabba's Palace, well, there's kind of hundreds of characters lurking in the background, but I'm glad I have a lot of them. Other sets sort of have a finite ending. With my Marvel Legends line with 6-inch, the way I collect very specific groups like Spider-Man villains or X-Men, but specifically from the sort of 1992 Jim Lee animated series era. And there's only a handful of figures I need to sort of finish these 6-inch collections. It's not a infinite number of characters. There's a team, and right now there's a giant feral and wolfsbane hole in my collection. But once those are filled and maybe a banshee or so, we're going to be looking pretty good. Of course, there's always going to be 6-inch lines that I may never be able to get, like Savage Dragon characters. For that, I'm reliant completely on my terrible customizing skills. Well, they're not that bad, but either way. And there's always going to be action figures that I buy that I never expected to see, like an Audrey 2. I know that's a a Funko Pop. Funko Fop? A Funko Fop. But hey, it's still Audrey 2, or I'll buy any Marty McFly from movie 2, because again, that was just a figure I never thought we'd see. So yeah, they put that out, and it's at a reasonable price. I'm buying it. What can I say? I like what action figures bring to my life. I like the humor. I like the feeling of ownership, of completion. It's a great hobby, and it's great to talk to other collectors. And the big thing we're all talking about right now are price increases. Yeah, we're seeing this in eggs, beer, and gas, and action figures are really starting to go up. It's been a while since we've had such a big price increase. Now, it's something I've debated making a video on, but now I'm getting more and more comments in the Spector Creative YouTube comment section, which you can be commenting in. So, like this one from Adam Roderick talks about how he saw a Bumblebee at Target, but just won't buy it for the price. And this is really important, because if we've reached the point that adult collectors are being priced out of the market, well, you have to look at the toy industry as much like the clothing and the modeling industry. It's full of beautiful women and small plastic men. Well, okay, no, it's all about seasons. And for the spring season, Marvel Legends, Black Series, G.I. Joe Classified, McFarlane, WWE, they all have seasonal waves. So this is an example. This is a Marvel Legends Spring 2022 wave. If you're lucky, you've probably seen it starting to show up at your retailers, your local retailers. If you're really lucky, you're actually seeing the assortments and not these weird open solid case packs that keep shipping, that are basically online case packs that are being diverted to retail in order to fill space. That's why there's like so many of one figure now hanging. They didn't get 4 complete case packs. They got a solid case pack of one character here. All right, that's not the point. The point is the Spring 2022 price point, SRP, suggested retail price for Marvel Legends and vis-a-vis 6-inch is $22.99. Get you a figure, a Build-A-Figure, some accessories. Star Wars Black Series, you get more new parts, but same thing. Now for Fall 2022, we are seeing another price increase. So fall lines, which are now available for pre-order, are being offered at $24.99. So we just had a seasonal price increase from $19.99 in 2021 to $22.99, and now we have a second price jump in 1 year. So very interesting to take note that some of the fall items that have gone up now have already been reduced in price for their pre-order. So this is the other fall 2022 Marvel Legends wave that Amazon has now reduced from the SRP back to the spring $22.99 price point. Whew. Okay, I know, that was a lot of looking at price points, but there's a key point here. The point is, if Amazon has already pulled back the pricing on a pre-order, it means that they're not meeting the quota they thought they were going to hit at the SRP. So, where does this come from? When I was at Mattel working on the DC Universe Classic 6-inch line, we were very cognizant of price point and very scared about pricing ourselves out of the market, since we knew the adult collector market was very finite and price sensitive. It was a lot of looking at competitive product. So, for example, Marvel Legends, which was from Toy Biz at the time DCU Classics was being worked on, it was just in the process of going to Hasbro. But whether it was a small figure or a bigger figure like the Incredible Hulk or buy mid-waves figure with a giant Build-A-Figure piece, and I mean a giant Build-A-Figure piece, you were looking at under $10. Some of them still at $7.99. When DCU Classics launched, I want to say at $9.99 was the SRP when it launched in 2008. It didn't hold that very long. And every year we were seeing prices go up. Labor, raw materials, packaging, everything was just going up. And it was literally just eating into the margin until it got to the point that the finance people were like, look, you can't produce this for that price. You have to go up in price. And we would. And that's when you saw someone like me talking to the fans at Comic-Con saying, hey, expect to see moderate price increases next season. I hated having to say that, but you could see that. And eventually, to keep the prices, the product had to be affected. So things like the Build-A-Figure piece or extra accessories could be removed to try to keep the price point down. The same thing happened in Masters of the Universe Classics, where we held the price point for about 4 or 5 years, from 2008 to 2012. I guess that would be 4 years if I do math. In 2013, we raised the price by $5. And that brings up the point of, do you raise prices a drip at a time, or do you drop a price bomb increase on people? It's tough, and it's a universal truth that prices are always going to go up, but right now we're seeing them go up faster than we have really in the last decade and a half. 2 price increases in one season. It's been a long time since we've seen something like that. Should companies continue to raise prices a drip at a time like this and slowly get to the finish line, or should they hold off but then raise prices dramatically in 5 years? Either way, it doesn't make consumers happy, but sometimes the small drip is needed to ease the pain, and that's why we're seeing 2 price increases in a row. And that brings us to the final point of whether or not this is going to hit that price ceiling. I'm seeing more and more of this discussion online saying that, yeah, at that price, I don't know if I can be willing to buy that figure. I, for one, am glad I do have most of the figures I want in my 6-inch collection. I have almost every Spider-Man villain. I'm just missing a handful. I've got Rhino on the way, and here Lizard is being made more classic later this year. But I still have that giant spot on that shelf that's being held by a Juan Soto custom. Not this one, but this is one's cool too. Just found this one on a Google search. People make good customs. Well, either way, I'm glad I got most of my figures at $19.99. I don't know if I could justify, buying a huge brand new team with the prices as they are. So I'll add a few in, but then again, they're just going to find a way to do everyone again better, and I'm going to be in all over again. It's kind of why we're into this hobby anyway, isn't it? What do you guys think? Are the price increases starting to make you think twice about getting figures? Are you all in as you've ever been? Are they hitting your wallet and you're going to wind up walking away with fewer items? Let me know in the comments. Share this video. Tell others what you think of it. It's the best way to support this channel, and it ties into, YouTube's algorithm and all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.